Hello, everyone. This is Jonna McDonough from GED Testing Service, wanting to share with you what it means to achieve with GED in our 2025 California Summer Convenings. I wanted to share with you that I am joined by a team from GED, including Lisa Pulosorio from Southern California, Debbie Fawcett, and myself. You will find that Debbie Fawcett will be joining our Northern sessions, and Lisa will be joining our Southern sessions. For those of you who know Debbie, she will be retiring at the end of August, and we're just grateful for her teamwork and her mentorship throughout the years, and grateful that she can be there when I cannot be. Moving forward, you'll find that Lisa and I will be your team for California, and we're looking forward to working with you as we move forward. For our session in the summer convenings, we wanted to share with you and remind you, for those of you who've been around with GED for a while, that we have what we call the student journey that begins by creating an account at GED.com. And then GED tutorials and services available for students, as well as our GED app and GED Works and GED Plus. And then from there, we're going to briefly discuss how we can help you support your students with GED Manager, GED Direct, and our professional development opportunities. What the California data tells us is that since our last summer convening, we have seen steady and monthly additions of testing centers throughout California, increasing capacity through new Pearson VUE test centers while also supporting existing test centers, increasing hours and days, and finding new partners where testing was limited. And this is due in part by a change in state rules regarding test centers. And so while we always want to honor our partners at the adult schools, we know that you simply don't have the capacity to support every single student or tester in your communities. And the new rules allow us to provide greater opportunities for testing. As a result, what we're seeing is that student outcomes are higher than the national outcomes in 2025. In particular, a 74% pass rate in GED among all GED testers compared to 70% nationally. We know that really starts with the student. And so we want every student should go to GED.com to create their account. When creating their account, they can select the adult education program of their choice. And once they've created their account, they have multiple opportunities to edit or change their adult education program selection by editing their account. In the off chance that they might be more transient, like some of our students are, or select a neighboring program and move away due to availability or accessibility based on their work schedules. We also know that accommodations are really important to our students, and so we are committed to providing students with full access to the GED test for anyone with disabilities and support the intention of the American and Disabilities Act as amended, ADAAA. Test accommodations are considered on a case-by-case basis and include things such as extra time, extra breaks, and a separate testing room. And the application for our accommodations is available on our website at GED.com. To do so, the first thing they'll have to do to apply for accommodations is to, one, create an account on GED.com. And then two, follow the instructions found at the link below. All of this information will also be included in our note-taking guides. Most importantly, what I think folks are unaware of is that we do provide some on-screen computer guides with the GED test. You can change what your test looks like on your computer screen to make it easier to read. This is all information available for students. They can download these guides to learn more about the options available, but they do include a screen color combinations guide. And again, there's a download link that will be included in the note-taking guide. There is a change text size guide that allows students to increase their text size up to 14-point font size. And then there's the ability to highlight their text, and there's a guide for that as well. All of these links will be provided in the note-taking guide, but they do help students understand that there are certain things they can do to help themselves before or even after earning or applying for accommodations. We have several tutorials available for students, and one of the more important ones is the calculator tutorial available in both English and Spanish. All of our tutorials are, but the calculator is available for most of the math test. It's not available for the first section, but it is also available for science and social studies. The computer testing tutorials are also available in English and Spanish, and I would say this is one that is most important for folks who are a little bit concerned about taking a test on computer versus paper. And it will help them understand how to navigate through our test taking platform. It's not about what you know, but how you know to use the platform to be successful. And then we also have several videos and tutorials on our extended response that is required only for the RLA or reasoning through language arts test. Those videos are available both on YouTube and our website. They're mini lessons to help students understand the requirements of the extended response, but also to help teachers understand how to instruct their students to be successful on that portion of the test. And then over the last year, you've probably heard us talk about the GDME app now available on through the Apple Store. It also now includes Sid as an AI math tutor. So while Sid's always kind of been around to be a good cheerleader and coach for folks and to offer an extra question a day to prepare for the test, he's upgraded to an AI math tutor, and if you're like me, take full advantage of the tutor. In addition to the app and the tutorials, we also have partnerships with various employers under the GED Works program. What is GED Works? GED Works was originally an innovative solution to engage employers in improving education attainment by their undereducated employers. It's an all-in-one solution for employees or members made available by participating employers and Medicaid insurance providers. Medicaid providers are able to include GED Works as a supplemental benefit due to the impact education attainment has on overall health benefit, health and wellness benefits. And we've had this conversation in California before. I think it's really important for you to know that Blue Shield and Blue Cross, particularly in Southern California, is a participant, and we look forward to growing that program. We often get questions about what happens between GED Works and adult education. And so I wanted to take this time to explain the synergy between adult education and GED Works with you. During account setup, students are asked if they are employed, and if so, prompted to enter their employer. If they are employed by a GED Works participating employer, they are referred for approval. Students are also asked if they would like help preparing for the GED, and when they say yes, they are prompted to select a program from our site locator. GED Work students have an advisor who will refer them to local programs for additional prep support. And your students can take advantage of your classes and free preparation and testing provided by their employer through GED Works. And so what that means is adult education programs feed into GED Works with their students who qualify, and GED Works then brings those students back to the adult education programs for in-person support beyond the online support that GED Works provides. Our employers that contract with the GED Works team look at GED Works as a recruitment and retention tool. Employers who invest in closing the education gap see that they can experience a cost savings, improved retention of hired employees, and a stronger pipeline of workers ready for advancement. In addition to recruitment opportunities to bring folks into their company who may have been underemployed. GD Works is also an education that improves lives. And as we've discussed, this also includes Medicaid programs. There's access to jobs and education that has a proven effect on overall well-being, including better health, higher income, and generational impact year over year. Every learner from GED experiences the following benefits: one-on-one guidance from a bilingual advisor, and these are all of our GED Works and participants, whether through an employer or Medicaid, learning styles assessment, top-rated study materials, English or Spanish, unlimited GED-ready practice and GED tests, expert tutors, a test pass guarantee, private online community support group on Facebook, ability to earn college-ready credentials where recognized, and a Credly badge once they pass. Once again, it works by once a student is enrolled in GED Works, they are connected with an advisor. The advisor is a mentor or guide through the program, assigning appropriate curriculum, maintaining communication to keep students engaged, and reassessing next steps as students progress. What the GED Works team has found is that when they start students with science, they experience greater success and retention because the highest pass rate is with science. The second highest pass rate is with social studies, followed by RLA, and as you can imagine, by math. And so by following this pathway, our GED Works team is able to mentor, coach, and support our students through their success in graduating with a GED. Some of the outcomes we've experienced from the GED Works program include over 7,000 graduates since GED Works began, 40% more likely to pass the GED than students who studied on their own. And one long-time employer reported they saw 11 times more employees credentialed through GED Works than their previous GED reimbursement program. 76% of participants are grateful their employers offered the GED Works program and agree the program has helped their career. We have a growing list of participating employers and Medicaid providers, and this is not all inclusive, but it is the employers and providers that allowed us to share their information with you. That includes on the employer side, Amazon, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Taco Bell, Starbucks, The Cheesecake Factory, Murphy USA, Carhartt, Owens Corning, Verizon, Boeing, Brinker, International, and Hudson News, which if you're a traveler like I am, they're in every airport. And then on the Medicaid provider side, particularly in California, United Healthcare, Johns Hopkins University, Blue Cross Blue Shield is a big provider in Southern California. Specifically in California, the GD Works team has shared with us that the Yum brands, Pizza Hut, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Taco Bell, continue to be supporters of the GD Works program. Also, the Cheesecake Factory, Brinker, Maggiano's, Chili's, Amazon, and again, as I mentioned, Blue Cross Blue Shield. How GD Works led to GD Plus, which is another big program that we wanted to be sure to share with you. And that is where GD learners had attempted to study or prepare on their own, were kind of confused where to start and what materials to buy, often seeking advice through our customer service teams once they left their employer. And so employee participants who left their jobs went searching for a similar solution. And what we've done is we have bundled our services that a GD Works participant would experience, meaning online mentor and coaching, online practice tests, online curriculum, and a test pass guarantee now have the same opportunity within GD Plus. For educators, what we really wanted to make sure that you were aware of, whether you're new or old or were somewhere in between, is that GD Manager is a program tool designed to help educators and administrators manage their state programs and students. And so some of the things that you can do with GD Manager include searching for your students, individual students, to find out what their progress is within GD Manager. To be able to look up score reports, including both the GD Ready practice test and the operational test. You can also look at and search for student test activity reports based on a group of students who meet the same criteria. We also have a passers report page that allows you to identify your students who have quote unquote graduated with GED or passed the GED within a particular time frame. And you have the ability to manage your enrollment. It says SAV only. For your purposes, that means student authorized view. If you are an adult education provider, this is your access, SAV, student authorized view. The primary goal here is to ensure that those of you who have access to your program's students have an opportunity to look up student success individually as well as a group and to generate the reports as appropriate. Both Lisa and I would be more than happy to schedule a program level demonstration of what these reports would look like for your folks. If at any time you feel like you're not seeing one of your students that you know is enrolled in your program, in all likelihood, they have not selected your program when they created their account, and they can certainly go back to their account to edit that choice. From your GD Manager homepage, again, you'll have this blue ribbon at the top. It says Home on the left. Manage Students with a drop-down menu that we'll talk about briefly. GD Direct, GD Reporting, and GD Administration, which is mostly at your state level view or your jurisdiction view. Starting from the left, you'll only select Manage Student when you want to look up an individual in your program. GD Direct gives you an opportunity to manage vouchers either for the practice test or the operational test, both retakes and online, as well as in test center or in-person testing. So if you are someone that, or a program that buys vouchers for your students and assigns them through GD Direct, this menu will allow you to take a closer look at those details, assign a test to a student, and understand who is assigning tests to various students. And then the reporting menu gives you an opportunity to create a student test activity report, as I mentioned below, or excuse me, previously, and to generate the passers report. You would only go here if you were looking for a group of students who met your criteria. If you were looking for a specific student, I would still recommend that you went back to the Manage Student menu. On the right-hand side is your GD Direct dashboard, which would be the same as the menu in the drop-down GD Direct menu here. What is GED Direct? Well, it gives you access so that those of you who have access to GD Manager can purchase GD Ready practice tests, in-person GD tests, and online proctored GD tests, depending on your jurisdiction, which means the state of California, which the state does allow online proctor testing through your GD Manager account and directly assign those tests to your student. Hot off the presses, you can now purchase retakes for testing at a test center through GD Direct. The benefit of GD Direct, you don't need voucher code spreadsheets. There's no expiration dates. You have direct student access, so you can assign it directly to the student. And if they take the test, great. If they don't take the test, you can unassign it and take it back so that you can assign it to another student. We have all of this information and more in one of our FAQ documents available through our note-taking guide for you. We also have a number of resources that I haven't touched on, and we will certainly provide all of the links to these resources in the note-taking guide and ensure that you have information on how to contact Lisa and I in the future. The resources that we have provided are available in both English and Spanish. They're not just for students, they're also for you as educators. And we want to ensure that if you have any questions, that you know how to reach us. And so we'll ensure that our contact information is also included in the note-taking guide that you'll be able to take from the summer convenings this year. I really appreciate your time and attention and hope that you have a great summer. We're looking forward to continuing to support you and your students as they continue to work towards passing the GED test.